tent stakes and pegs, how to use them for your tarp or tent. I'm going to show you how they can cause problems. If you have the cheap ones, look at this, they just spin and there goes your tent or tarp. So what I'm going to do is show you how to set it up properly. These work on big large tents, heavy TP tents, or even tarps, and I've used a few different types. In this video, I'm going to explain all the differences of the cheap versus the expensive and the full-on hard versions of these, which are a bit more intense. The first one here is what you normally get with a normal top, like the free type. There, here's a mug to give you a comparison of size. So it's like double the height of a mug, and it's basically just a metal stake that you push into the ground. There's one key issue with this, and I'll show you in this video what the better ones actually do for you and how you can use them to basically not let your tarp fly away. There's going to be a consideration if you're backpacking. A weight consideration is very important, so I'm going to weigh all of these. As standard, this is 6 pegs and it's 101 grams. So I've got two larger, slightly larger ones there and four lighter weight ones. So if you have just four for a tent, it's about 58 grams, but all six is a lot more, just over 100. So here I'm using a standard location, and this is going to be pushed in. You're going to put your cord or your guy rope for your top, and as you push that in, you'll see any little bit of wind or pressure just spins and pulls the peg out. So that's why these standard pegs are not good. And one thing I've been finding a lot is, as I've been using this on my camping trips in ultimate terrain, check the description for a video link. What happens, it just spins. So you'll notice, see that it just spins and the rope just comes off, which ends up leaving the peg in the ground and you can't find it again. The slightly longer versions of these are, they come with slightly bigger tents. Same situation is what causes a problem here. So when you put your guy rope or your paracord on there, it's easy for it to be pulled out. Firstly, because it's smooth, or secondly, this happens where it just spins and it just pops off and just a little bit of wind. So what I like is these plastic ones, because they're actually shaped like a bit of a star. So firstly, they can't spin when they're in the ground. Secondly, they're plastic. And thirdly, they're lightweight. So you can see they're similar size to the metal ones. However, these are red. So if you leave them in the ground, you're more likely to spot these because they're going to be easier to spot. And I do like them because they're lightweight. You'll see here, 6 of them is 78 grams. That's a good saving, especially if you're doing backpacking and you want to save on grammage. And 4 of them are about 52 grams. So here you'll see I'm using the same location in a slightly new hole. Push the stake straight into the ground and you'll see they go in nice and easy. This is like obviously mimicking a sandy type situation because this is compost. However, in the you can use a hammer and hammer it down. Firstly, they're harder to pull out, so a standard wind pull won't pull it out. Secondly, it's not going to spin on you, and the rope is not just going to slide off, or the guy rope. So overall, it took a lot more to pull that out. Obviously, this isn't very experimental or scientific, but I'm just showing you an idea that firstly, when they're in, they're not spinning. They're going to stay in the direction you want them to stay in. And if you go deep enough, they're going to hold in place. I've not had one of these get pulled out on me yet. So overall, the plastic ones are good. However, have you seen the metal ones? The metal ones have a orange upper and they got a grippy lower, which means that these are like the full on extreme heavy duty type pegs. So who could think pegs would be this exciting? But they get very exciting when you don't want your top or tent falling off when it's raining and you have to come out in the rain and put the guy rope on again. Obviously, these are a lot heavier because they're metal, so 351 grams for 6 of them. And that's something to consider if you're backpacking. If you've got a car system, you're fine. 4 of them is just over 234 grams, which is quite a lot. And in comparison to the plastic ones, they're kind of a similar thing. However, the plastic ones are diamond shaped like a star, so they're harder to spin. These are, I don't know, will they spin? That is the question. But the good upper section allows you to put your guy rope in and push it down deep enough, and it actually holds it in place. And the good thing here is it's got a nice orange top, so you can find it easily if the rope does by any means come off. And I'm giving you a good tug here just to see. I'm using the same kind of tugging action as I use in all of them. It is harder to come out of the ground, and also it did spin there, you notice, because it's round. But even when it spun, it did not come off. I had to pull it off manually. So overall, is it worth the headache to buy these really fancy ones? Okay, maybe. But looking at them, the hook on top is very good because you can go really down. It's round, it's got a little bit of serration on there. Again, these would be for different types of grounds. I do like the plastic ones. In summary, I think they are lightweight. They're plastic, but they're actually quite strong. They're red and they haven't spun on me. The standard ones you get with tents are slightly thicker and they don't do very well. I throw them away, I reckon, and change them straight away. These are the standard ones I got with my top, which are a little bit thinner. Overall, looking at all of these situations, there is a price consideration. Obviously, the ones you get with your tent are free. The plastic ones, you're looking at about 10-ish dollars for a pack of 10, and just over $10, 12-ish dollars for the metal ones. So after my experiment and test, what do I think? You can see here, these are it down to what you want to do and how serious you are about your camping. But if you don't want your top to fall over or fly away, I would say get rid of these metal ones. They're not that good. They just spin. That's happened a lot to me where the rope will just come off. The plastic ones have served me very well and I like them definitely. The metal ones here, the tops are very good, but I don't like that the metal just spins around. So it's worth considering this and seeing what you would do in this situation. Overall, I think take your time, think what you want to do, but I like the plastic ones. They're not that expensive. It's a good upgrade. They don't spin. They hold excellent.